Story of Given. Crystal clear water is on the way. Come, O seekers, no delay. What's the story of Zamzam, the great divine miracle? It's the water of Zamzam. It's the blessed water.
املأ فؤادك باليقين واروي العطاش الذاكرين من ماء زمزم يرتوي القلب ويخفق بالحنين. طوبى لجيش العاملين ملأوا وعاء الخير من بئر السماء من بعد ما حاز القبول على النقاء، فتزاحمت قطراته مثل الندى تسقي قلوب المؤمنين. ساروا به ركب المنى شرب الحجيج وقد أفاضوا بالسنى. مرحى لمن مدوا أياديهم بأكواب الهنا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Wednesday's episode of Ask Eman, where we're going to be here for the next hour to take your questions about Islam and get them answered for you authentically according to the Quran and Sunnah. So I'll be your host for today, and joining us is Shaykh Abdul Kadir Ali Ambe. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Alaikum assalam.
How are you? It's good to see you, Shaykh.
مرحبا بإبراهيم الطوبي.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Thank you. How have you been, first of all, Shaykh? We haven't had the show together in a very long time.
I know. You abandoned me.
Yes, Shaykh. Sorry, I'm back now. So as we start every show, Shaykh, I'd like to ask you for a short reminder and then we can get started with our questions, inshallah.
جزاك الله خيرا. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. The reminder of today is about, we always hear the mashayikh and the scholars, they talk about the rights of the parents. Abdullah la shirku bihi shay'an. Worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, do not make any partner or any diet with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, and be good to your parents. We hear the Shaykh talking about the danger of someone not to being kind to his parents and so on. But we hardly hear the Shaykh talking about the rights of the children.
Yes, Shaykh.
The rights of the children, it's very important also to talk about. And we should make the parents feel that the children, they have rights upon them as well. Not only their rights, the father, the mother, and the mother has more rights than the father. Yes, we all agree with that. 3 times more than the father. But what about the children? Don't they have any rights? A man came to Umar ibn Khattab complaining about his son and saying that my son, he's not good to me, he's been abusive, he's been this, he's been that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all this accusations, and then, subhanallah, the man called the young man. When he called the young man, he asked him, and he told him to. He told him about what his father is complaining about him. And then the young man asked, as usual, in the Islamic system, there's no dictatorship. There is no system of Pharaoh. Pharaoh used to say, "Ma urikum illa ma ara, wa ma ahdikum illa sabila rashad." There's no way except the way I see the things, and I do not guide you except to the good way. That's what he used to say. And that's not how the Islam works. Islam works with freedom of speech, and even if in front of the ruler, you can claim your rights. That's why you find Umar gets refuted while he's standing on the minbar. He's been refuted while he was talking to the people, because there is no matter of yes, you are the leader, yes, you deserve respect, but if you say something wrong, I can fix you straight away. Then he said to Umar, "Do I have any rights?" He said, "Of course. You have all the rights." And he said, "The first right is your father to choose for you a good mother." That means when Ibrahim is getting married, he has to look for the right spouse, which is going to be the mother of his children. We stop there, and then inshallah we'll come back after your funny advert.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in so far. We're going to be back after a few minutes for a short break. Stay tuned for now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to today's Ask Eman show with Shaykh Abdul Kadir Ambe, where we're going to be here together for the next 45 minutes to answer your questions according to the Quran and Sunnah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. So if you have any questions, brothers and sisters, give us a call on 0203 515 0769. Otherwise, you can send your questions to our WhatsApp number, email address. And if you're watching along on Facebook, you can leave your questions at the comment section. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. Welcome back after the break.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And thank you.
Jazakallah. Okay, Shaykh, you were in the middle of telling us the rights of children,
Yes.
and you were in the middle of telling us a hadith about
Athar of Umar. Yeah.
Yes.
The narration, Athar of Umar. That when the young man, he said, when he said about, was my right? He said, first, your father to choose for you the right mother. He said he did not do.
SubhanAllah.
And then he said, do you have any other rights? He said, yes, to give you a good name. He said he did not do. Because he called him an Ju'lan, which is that insect who lives inside the discharge of the human beings. And subhanallah. And then he said, do you have any other rights? He said, yes, to teach you the deen and the Quran. He said he did not do. He did not do. And it's very important that we understand. And then Umar turned to the old man and then he says, you did him wrong before he did wrong to you. Why are you complaining? Yeah. Why are you complaining? That's why it is very important that we should look after the rights of our children by choosing the right mothers for them, by choosing them good names for them. Even though in our days, a lot of us, we try to imitate the community that we are living among us, and which is not right. That's why you find some funny names with some of our children. And when you ask the father, he says, you know, we live in the society. We want to be like them, even though the person should have better understanding than that, and he should be proud of his deen. But that's not the case. And last not least, and to safeguard their deen. It's my right, it's my responsibility and your responsibility as a parent to safeguard the deen of our children, to educate them, to teach them what's right and what is wrong, to teach them the Quran, to teach them the understanding of the Quran. That's why I always say, and that's my voice all the time, we need to change the way that we are running our masajid when it comes to the teaching of the Quran. This traditional way of memorizing and nodding the head, it might worked for me. I don't know about you because you are young. I don't know if it's worked for you or not, but it worked for my age. And we should understand that this doesn't work anymore. We should make the children understand Allah's book. They should know when they're reading Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, what does that mean? Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, what does that mean? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, what does that mean? Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, what does that mean? Malik Yawmiddin, what does that mean? Then the Quran will have an influence in their life. And you won't hear what we hear in our days. There's a lot of youngsters from Muslim background who are becoming atheists and who are becoming other groups, which is Islamically is not right, because of lack of understanding, because of lack of religion, and because of our mistakes. May Allah guide us all. We should be on the level of the challenge. Jazakumullahu khairan.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. I would like to give you a gift, Shaykh, on live TV. This is for you. Bismillah, I made you a coffee, Shaykh.
You make
I made you a coffee.
MashaAllah,
MashaAllah, just
tabarakallah.
when the camera wasn't watching, just quickly
I'm
started.
surprised how come, and maybe you did with the magic.
Astaghfirullah, may Allah protect us.
I
No,
mean-
okay, I have to say the truth now. I didn't make the.
Okay. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Okay. Okay, Shaykh. So we're going to move on to our next question. Jazakallah khair for your answer, Shaykh. Our next question is going to be from our WhatsApp questions, and the question is: during tijara or business, do we have to lower our gaze when negotiating a price with a female customer?
Of course, lowering your gaze. People, they sometimes they might misunderstood. Lowering your gaze is the. It doesn't mean that you cannot look at the. You cannot give the person eye contact, but it means that you should not look at the place of the fitna. It might trick your desires and so on. And then it's very important that we understand, inshallah, and we try to safeguard and lower our gaze whenever we are dealing with the opposite sex. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Our next question is from our WhatsApp as well, and the question is: can a baby be named Malik on its own, just Malik?
Yes, the baby can be called Malik without al,
Okay.
which means the Malik and the owner of everything and anything is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But can we call a child Malik? Yes. We can call a child Malik. And also some other Allah's names, also we can call the child if it's not an without al. For example, we can say Kareem, generous. The human being can be generous, and Allah's generosity is absolute generosity. It's not same as my generosity or your generosity. Mine is limited and yours is limited. Same thing when we say Malik, that means you can owe something. Yes, you can owe your clothes, you can owe your wealth, you can owe your car. You are Malik. You can owe your business.
Okay.
But the ultimate Malik is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who owes everything and anything. That's why there's nothing wrong with calling your child Malik, or calling your child Kareem, or calling your child Rahim. There's nothing wrong with that, inshallah, tabarak wa ta'ala. Jazakallahu khairan.
It's just don't put the alif.
Don't
lam
put
mim.
the alif lam, because that's for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And that means ultimate and generosity and ownership and so on. That's only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa jazakallahu khairan.
Wayak, Shaykh. Jazakallah khair for your answer.
Wa baraka feek.
Okay, so that brings us to our break now. Once we're back, Shaykh, I'd like to.
I know you're going to say that.
Yeah, you know.
I know you're going to say that. That's why when I saw you quite smiling, I said, there is something fishy. Must be.
So we'll be back in a
Jazakallah
bit,
khair.
inshallah. Thank you, Shaykh.
Barakallah.
Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in so far today. We're going to take our next break for a few minutes, and then we'll be back to continue with our show. Until then, thank you for tuning in. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back after the break to today's Ask Eman show. We're back for another 30 minutes for the second part of today's show. So assalamu alaikum. If you'd like to reach us to ask any questions, brothers and sisters, as usual, all you have to do is pick up the phone and dial 0203 5150 769. And now we'll continue with our show. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. Welcome back. I want to ask you, Jazakallah khair, Shaykh.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, Shaykh. Because we spoke about the names of Allah. That if you can use them to name your children. I'd like to ask you, Shaykh, could you share with us one or two names of Allah that can help us every day in connecting with Allah to become closer and better worshippers and slaves of Allah? And help us understand the meaning.
MashaAllah. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim.
Okay.
If the person understands that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the one who looks after us in this life and hereafter, most gracious, most merciful, it will make you feel that whenever you read Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, then you understand, in the name of Allah, the one who looks after me with His mercy in this life, and which is going to look after me in the life hereafter, until I enter His paradise, then that make you feel, to taste the meaningful of Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. And it lifts you up to the horizons that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is looking after me in every situations, and He's with His mercy, He's been kind to me to go through this life, and He's going to be kind to me to go through the second life, the life hereafter. Isn't He the one who deserves me to worship Him? Isn't He the one who deserves to fulfill my duties towards Him, even though we cannot fulfill that, but according to our ability, because we know our weakness, we know how we are as human beings. But these two names are very heart-touching. Allah Ta'ala guide us all. Allah Ta'ala make us among those who understands all Allah's names and attributes to the correct way.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. There's a hadith, isn't it, Shaykh, about the one who understands or is able to comprehend the names and attributes of Allah.
Yes.
That they have a special reward or something.
Dakhla al-Jannah. He will enter paradise. Yeah. They will enter paradise. If you memorize and comprehend and act upon, inshallah, you will enter paradise. No doubt. And paradise, all of us, we are working hard and trying hard to get into that. That's the ultimate aim for all the believers. Everything that we do, all the programs that we are running, all the ibadah that we are doing, every khair and every good that we are trying to contribute is to get into paradise. That's why your Prophet said in the authentic hadith in Tirmidhi, ala sil'at Allahi al-ghaliya, Allah's property is expensive. Ala sil'at Allah al-Jannah, Allah's property is paradise.
SubhanAllah.
And paradise, you have to earn it. That's why Allah Ta'ala said, Tilka al-Jannah, it's the paradise. Urithumuha, you inherited bima kuntum ta'amalun, what you were doing when you were in this life.
La ilaha
You refrain from anything forbidden. You refrain any enjoyment with the limitation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you fulfill your ibadah towards Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you in the life hereafter. You stay away from drinking alcohol. Allah ta'ala will give you in the life hereafter. You stay away from fornication with all this tempting and girls around and so on. You refrain from that. Allah will give you in paradise Hur al-Ain. Allah will give you Hur al-Ain in paradise. Now what do you expect? That's why all of us, we are running to get into paradise, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the success to get into Allah's paradise. وَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا.
Thank you, Shaykh. Jazakallah khair. So, Shaykh, can we simplify it? Sorry, Shaykh, to distract you there. Can we simplify it to say that the objective of this life is to enter Jannah?
Of course.
Sorry, it's just we had a bit of a distraction, that's why I'm laughing. But so, if we, to make it very simple, you know, because we get a bit confused, Shaykh, and life can get very confusing sometimes for a lot of us. And work and family and life and money is always a big distraction. Struggles with money, then struggles with maybe health. People, you know, in this life, you always, when this stops, this starts. Problems, you know, stress. So if someone wants to just simplify, make it very simple in their mind, that everything I'm doing now is to earn Jannah.
Yes.
It's just that simple.
Even whatever tests that we go through, it's for the Jannah. That's what Your Rasul said, عَجَبًا لِأَمْرِ الْمُؤْمِنِ. The situation of the believer is amazing. إِنْ أَصَابَتْهُ ضَرَّاءَ صَبَرٍ فَكَانَ خَيْرًا لَهُ. If hardship comes to him, if calamity falls on him, and he's being patient, that's good for him. وَإِنْ أَصَابَتْهُ السَّرَّاءَ شَكَرٍ فَكَانَ خَيْرًا لَهُ. And when good thing happens to him, and he's been thankful and grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's also good for him. And when the calamity falls on him, and he's been patient, and accept that Allah, what Allah has written on him, that's also good for him. That's why they both take you to paradise. But always, what the people, they don't understand, starting with myself, is to be tested with calamities. It's much easier to be tested with ease and comfort.
Yeah.
Because when you're tested with calamities, you always return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala straight away.
Yes.
99%.
Yeah.
But when you test it with good, كلا إن الإنسان لا يطغى. The insan goes beyond the limit. أن رآه استغنى. When he feels that he's in a comfort, he's comfortable. The money that he needs is in his hand. The woman that he needs in his other hand. The house that he needs in his other hand. The cars that he needs in his possession. Everything is in his possession. That time, then he thinks, oh, I'm everything. That's why, and that's what make Fir'aun to have the gut to say, أنا ربكم الأعلى. I'm your highest Lord. Because, and he says, أليس لي ملك مصر? Am I not the king of Egypt? وهذه الأنهار تجري من تحتي, and this river follows under my feet. أفلا تبصرون? Don't you see?
Subhanallah.
Don't you see? Forgetting that all this and himself belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
So this is an example of going beyond the limits, like
beyond
getting
the
carried
limits.
away.
Yes, get carried away, and
This is what like
Yeah.
riches and
yeah,
does to
and
you.
same thing with قارون.
Yeah.
إن قارون كان من قوم موسى فبغى عليهم. قارون, he's one of the people of Musa. فبغى عليهم, and he's gone over the limit when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him with anything, with everything and anything that can come into your mind. Only the keys of his treasure used to be carried by 8 men plus. Just the keys. And then he thought that he's everything and anything. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَخَسَفْنَا بِهِ وَبِدَارِهِ الْأَرْضِ. Him and his position and his wealth, everything, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it upside down and the earth swallow it.
On that point, Shaykh, we're going to go for a break. Jazakallah khair.
As you always say.
Thank you so much
You're
for that,
welcome.
Shaykh. It was very beneficial.
No problem.
Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in so far. We're going to be back in a few minutes for the last part of our show. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
With the HR.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Ask Eman Wednesday show. I was going to say late night show. Welcome back to Ask Eman. We're going to be here for the next 15 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes live, inshallah, to take your questions, brothers and sisters. And so if you have any questions, give us a call on 0203 5150 769. or you can send your questions to our WhatsApp number, email address, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. Welcome back after the break.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So, Shaykh.
You want to put me in trouble? I'm already in trouble and you're saying late night show?
Oh, yeah. No, we leave that trouble for Shaykh Wasim. So, Shaykh, Ramadan is 4 weeks away now, I think, or 5 weeks away. Very scary, Shaykh. So, could you tell us a bit about Ramadan, please, Shaykh? You know, how can we get ready? How can we understand how important Ramadan is? And if we're not thinking now...
It's not very scary. It is very... It should make us happy.
Yeah.
And we should look forward to it, and we should pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us reach Ramadan.
La ilaha illallah.
Because the Salaf, they used to be like that. And this is the month of which are supposed to put the seed of Ramadan, Rajab. And the Sha'ban, as the scholars used to say, this month of watering the seed that you plant in Rajab, and then you, subhanallah, harvest in the month of Ramadan. You see? And this time now we're supposed to work hard to get ready for it, with fasting, with strengthening our night prayers. Then when Ramadan comes, I'm already prepared. Like I'm a trainee soldier, and then I can go for into the battlefield in the month of Ramadan. And we should value that, because Ramadan, I'm just concluding with one hadith of your Prophet ﷺ, the hadith when he was climbing the minbar, which is authentic hadith of your Prophet ﷺ, and he said, Ameen, Ameen, Ameen 3 times. First one is the one who reaches Ramadan, and Allah does not forgive his sins. May Allah humiliate him. And Allah said, Ameen. Who said this? Jibreel alayhi salatu wassalam. And who said Ameen? Your Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Then that's why all of us, we should worry that if I come out of the month of Ramadan and Allah has not forgiven me, that means something's wrong with me. I should come out pure.
Yes.
Allah has forgiven me. The second point is the one who reaches both of his parents, or one of them, an old age, and they did not make him into paradise. May Allah humiliate him. And the Prophet said, Ameen. And a lot of us, we have our parents. I'm not lucky like you, who has both of his parents. One of them already passed away, but I hope he died and he was happy with me. And now I'm trying, inshallah, to work on my mother. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make me on her, to be sitting on her head if Allah takes, when Allah allow him to take his amana back. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because what I hate is to receive a phone call saying, oh, your mother passed away. That I cannot take it. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to put me in that situation.
Ameen.
The third and the last is the one who hears the name of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he does not send his salams. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easier for all of us, and make us those who understand hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Jazakumullahu khair.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Thank you so much for that, Shaykh. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for tuning in so far. We're going to go to our next caller now of the show. Assalamu alaikum to our caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi. Sayyid calling from Manchester.
Welcome to the show, brother Sayyid. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
My question to Shaykh is,
Yes.
Shaykh, can you explain while Durood Ibrahimi is read in prayer as well as in our dua and at other times, the other Duroods with different names, can you tell me who has prescribed them and whether we can follow them? That's my first question. And second is,
The durood with other names, could you just give an example of that, please, brother?
well,
Sayyid?
like for example, Durood Taj, Durood Laki, Durood, there are different, I have come across about 27 names. So I can't give you all the names, but those which are quite famous and prescribed. So this is the area where I'm trying to understand that apart from Durood Ibrahimi, the other Durood Sharifs that are read, what is the authenticity of those Duroods?
Got it. Okay,
My
then.
second question was who prescribed the wording of Azan? Because I hear sometimes different wordings in Azan. Is it due to different maslik who call it, and is it justified to call Azan other than what was mentioned by our Prophet? Okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Jazakallah khair.
Thank you so much, brother Sayyid. May Allah reward you. Shaykh, so the first question is, why do we recite durood in our salahs, in our salah? That's the first one. And then the second question is, are the other types of durood authentic, other than the durood al-Ibrahimiyya?
I wish I can mention the other durood, because I don't know this other durood that my brother Said mentioned, and but the durood of Ibrahimiyya is authentic, and the hadith is in Bukhari and other books of the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No doubt about that, and that's. I always advise the people to stick what you know the authenticity of it, and anything that you don't know authenticity of it, stay away from it. You better be safe, and when it comes to the ibadat, always try to be on the safe side. And if you don't know this if I don't know this other durood, I would not advise. And if Brother Sayyid asks, and Brother Sheikh Nabil, he might be more familiar with this other durood, and he might answer him, inshallah, and give him a better answer than my answer. The other question is
The words of the adhan.
about the words of the adhan. The words of the adhan, the one which is authentic is the one we know from all from the most of the Muslim world, which is the words that we know. You might find just a little bit different between some of the madhahib and the iqama. Do you repeat Hayya ala Salah twice, or you only say Hayya ala Salah, Hayya ala Falah, single? That's the only difference, and that's the difference of the madhahib. But the adhan, as far as I know, I've only heard the adhan of some of the groups like the Shia, whether they are the Ithna Ashariya or the Zaydiyya, they say Hayya ala khayr al-amal. Where do we say Hayya ala Salah, Hayya ala al-Falah? They say Hayya ala khayr al-amal, and I don't see any authenticity on that. Allah Ta'ala guide us all and accept it from all of us. But that's all what I know. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Thank you, Shaykh. Our next question, Shaykh, if we have time, is...
How much time do you have first?
We have 30 seconds. Is ta'weez permissible?
Ta'weez is not permissible. Simple. Ta'weez is not permissible. And the Prophet said, the person who wears ta'weez, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make him depend on it, and that's very dangerous. Allah to leave you alone with that, and that won't do any good to you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all. Then my brothers and sisters, stay away from ta'weez.
Thank you, Shaykh. That brings us to the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining us today, Shaykh.
Jazakallah.
May Allah reach us Ramadan.
Ameen.
And accept it from us. Not make us from those who are, was it disgraced?
Heedless and disgraced. And
Ameen.
yeah.
So thank you so much for everyone who's tuned in on this episode. We'll be back tomorrow at 7:30. For now, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.